Well, let's get to some more perspective and analysis on this developing story. Edward Kosewa is an economist and joins us live here in our Nairobi studios. Edward, thank you for your time this evening. This is obviously a very significant announcement that's just been made by US President Donald Trump. The US and China, two of the world's biggest economies. Just talk us through the significance of the US's move against China.
Truly, this is interesting developments that are happening. And the United States has been feeling that there are quite a number of trade imbalances that have been going on. But it's truly sensitive as far as China is concerned. You're putting tariffs on steel and aluminum industry. That is going to have a ripple effect on employment. It's going to cut jobs back in China. So China has to kind of raise its eyebrows. So, and really, it's really going to affect global value chains and global companies, and especially smaller companies that feed to the major multinationals that are in China. And
yeah, yes, indeed. And we'll talk more a little bit about the global value chain in just a moment. But just looking at these two countries specifically, as you say, it's a sensitive issue. China will be raising its eyebrows. But in your view, is this the beginning of a trade war?
Definitely. I mean, this is going to bring up a lot of trade wars, and they're going to retaliate, especially in the agricultural sector where they get a lot of imports from the United States. Definitely China is not going to back off. And we know China is really looking to be a superpower in a lot of areas, especially trade-related areas. So it's going to be a trade war, definitely.
And we've seen Donald Trump say in a tweet that, that basically trade wars are good and that they're easy to win. But is it as simple as that? I mean, does the US in itself stand to make a lot of losses too?
Yeah, I mean, these whole trade wars are definitely going to affect multinationals from both countries. And therefore, these global value chains that feed into these industries are all going to be affected in one way or the other. So I think, I don't know, but definitely it's going to bring slowdown. Today we've just seen the Dow Jones go down, and it's going to affect all other businesses that are related.
And as far as the global value chain is concerned, what does this do, or what are the implications of the US's decision on other international organizations, or particularly international bodies like the World Trade Organization? What happens to its relevance if America is just making its own rules as it goes along?
I mean, the WTO has been there, and America has that big brother syndrome, and it always overshadows the WTO. But definitely for global value chains, there's going to be a slowdown in economic growth, global economic growth, because this is going to slow down. I mean, we're speaking about 500 billion steel and aluminum industry. It's going to slow down the trade, international trade and global trade across nations.
Indeed. Well, Edward Kosewa, thank you so much for your time. Much appreciated. And as we hear there, of course, that a decision by the US will certainly have a ripple effect across the world.